Alright, so in this video we're going to explore some additional instructional uses of your IPEVO document camera, and then we are going to talk about the IPEVO Annotator program. So of course you can also take a look at other things with your camera, like your students, or perhaps you as a teacher, or maybe you're using it for science and want to take a look at some interesting things, or take a closer look at different things and use it like a microscope. So you can go right here and you can check out some of your settings, your brightness, your contrast, and different things like that, saturation. You can zoom in pretty close with your camera as well if you want to use it like a like a microscope. And then this is that button that I mentioned, the mirror and rotate. So instead of actually rotating the camera itself, you can actually do that digitally on your board or on your computer, and you can rotate it around. You can mirror images so that they are flipped horizontally or vertically. And then you can also adjust the resolution if that's something necessary, as well as the brightness and exposure of the camera. You can check out the white balance as well. I usually just keep all of these settings the same, however. It's got an autofocus mode as well as a manual focus. And then you can also check out some different filters that are available. Perhaps you need to look at a document or an image or something in black and white, or perhaps you need to look at it like with a red on black perspective here, so you can do these different things. Now all of these tools can be used in sync with the camera itself, but you can also do some videoing with your document camera. So you can actually click above the picture right here, and you can click on video, and you can create, for example, an instructional video of you delivering a lesson to your class. And what it will do is actually pick up your voice as well, and it will turn it into a little multimedia file. So you can actually create instructional videos with this document camera and point it at different things around the classroom if you need to do some whole group modeling or something like that. Now, whenever you get yourself set up, you'll want to create a folder. So I created a folder on my desktop called Document Camera. And before you start your video, you want to tell your computer where you want that video file to go to. So that's important to note so that you know where those video files are going. And then of course, if you're saving any of the images from your document camera, because you can take snapshots as well, they can automatically go to that document camera folder if you create something on your desktop, or perhaps you sync it to Google Drive or something like that. Other additional tools include a slow motion video. You can actually set up a live broadcast to YouTube or some other type of online source. You can also take a time lapse, and then it has a QR code reader on it as well. I am starting to explore some of these additional features. I can get back to you with information on these additional features, such as scanning a document or text-to-speech. If that's interesting to you, then let me know, and we can take a look at some of those features and talk about how they can be used in your classroom. Okay, so that's essentially your document camera and some of the different things that it is able to do. Now I'd like to go into an explanation of this IPEVO Annotate program. But first, let's start with a quick bonus Tech Tuesday. A lot of teachers have been asking how they can get a keyboard on their screen so they can type right on their Promethean board. Well, if you go into your search bar here, type in KEY for keyboard, you'll find on-screen keyboard desk app. If you right-click this, you can pin to your start, or you can pin to your taskbar. And when it's pinned to your taskbar, it will always be there. You can actually pin a lot of your favorite applications to your taskbar this way. Okay, so let's get back to the Instructional Tech Tuesday. I recently found this application called IPEVO Annotator. If you open up this application, it will open this tiny little window, or it will open this tiny little tool on the right corner of your screen, and you can expand it out, and you'll see some various tools that are associated with IPEVO Annotator. Let's go on to a website such as Newsela, and let's say that my students are going to be reading an article, and I want them working on the board, and I would like them to annotate this article. You can actually annotate right over top of the screen in a couple different colors. You could do some highlighting as well. And there's an undo button and a redo button. And you can see that if you add different shapes, or you can add some different stamps, for example, You can do all sorts of things with this little annotation, and it's just right on top of this window here. It's just right on top of the program that I have going on. Of course, I can actually clear all of these annotations on the screen just by clicking the trash can button. And then I can go back to my mouse and I can actually open a new tab or do different things. Okay, so it allows you to annotate whatever you see on your Promethean board screen or on your computer screen. And if we go down here, you'll see that there are two options for really simple to use whiteboards. If you want to open just a regular whiteboard, you can do that, and you can draw on this whiteboard, and your students can draw on this whiteboard. Okay, remember you have a couple different points of touch, right? Or you can actually open up a split whiteboard. So this might be good for a math warm-up if you want to let students use this for their math warm-up. Put one student on one side and another student on the other. Another really amazing thing about this IPEVO Annotate program is the fact that you can actually take screenshots of these whiteboards or take screenshots of the annotations that you're doing on a web page. You can put them in that document camera folder if you wanted, or create a new folder. Another thing that you can actually do is you can actually create a screen recording. So if I want to, I can actually be recording what's on my screen. So if I wanted to create a lesson for students, or perhaps record an important math lesson for students, if I have a few students in band or orchestra, or maybe there's a student that's absent that would really benefit from this content, then I can actually just record what I have going on my screen with this screen recording. And when I'm done, I just hit the stop recording feature right here. And I can save that to my desktop or upload it to Schoology or Google Classroom or something like that. When you want to get back out of these whiteboards, you just simply click right back on the button, and then you can kind of minimize your IPEVO annotating tool. Of course, all those things that I showed you with the screen casting and the screen capturing, you can do on any web page, really anything at all on your computer. You can annotate and screen record or screen capture with IPEVO Annotate tool. Have fun and enjoy. If you have any questions, let me know.